Welcome back, everyone. We are doing another episode of the Radiant Resilience Book Club, which is quickly becoming my favorite thing. Let me just tell you. I have my book buddy here with me today, Alicia Cox. Hi, how are you?
I'm so good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm so excited we're doing this. It's going to be so fun. Alicia and I met, gosh, how long ago was that?
Are we at like 7 years?
Has it been 7?
I think it might be 7 years.
Yeah. So we were going through IVF together and we met in a Facebook group and we did our first egg retrievals. Well, my first year only, but like right around the exact same time. Weren't we?
Yeah,
like,
we're like a week apart, I think.
Yeah. And so we connected on a Facebook support group and found out we both lived in Denver at the time. Well, you were in Denver. Was I in the Springs already? Probably. Yeah.
Yeah, you were living there, but in Castle Rock.
Yeah. And then we just started hanging out and we became very quick, long-time friends. And Alicia was just out visiting me. She's since moved to Idaho, which I'm very sad about. But
I miss all our dinner dates.
Yes. But I'm so glad that you got to come visit last week. It was so much fun.
So much
fun. She has become my book bestie and my book buddy. We've been reading so many books together this year.
Yeah, I'll admit I was a little bit jealous when I listened to your first episode and you called your other friend your book bestie. I was like, what about me? But I guess you can have lots of book besties.
Well, she's a bestie. You're a buddy. Those are different because I have never read a book at the same time as her. So
okay. So,
does that make you feel better?
It does. I feel special again.
Well, yes. So I do have a lot of book besties, though, because it's just like, isn't it a pretty cool thing to like connect people on that I don't feel like it used to be that way?
Well, I've always been a book nerd, so I don't know. I feel like I've always connected with people over reading.
That's true. I mean, you used to tell me about a lot of self-help books to help me through infertility and stuff, but I feel like more people are reading than ever before.
I agree. Yeah, like people that weren't reading with me back in the day are reading now.
Yeah. So that's a little backstory about me and Alicia. We'll see what other topics we get on, but our focus today is When the Moon Hatched and the Ballad of Falling Dragons. Specifically, I think the Ballad of Falling Dragons.
Yes, When the Moon Hatched. I need to read again.
I know. I don't remember how long ago I read it because I bought the book when I was visiting you last June, but I don't think I read it right away. I think it took me a bit.
Did you read it and then I read it because you said it was good, or had I already read it? I can't even remember.
I think you had read it when I bought it because
I must have read it because you bought it. But it feels like it's been a long time. Well, long enough that like all those details, I was like, what?
Yeah, I will
Who is this person?
This was a really tough one for me to get into without doing a reread of the first one. But I had a really hard time with the first one, and I can't remember if you did too.
I liked the first one. I just hated the ending.
Yeah. Why was that?
Because it was just like this whole long book, all these things, and then they're like, there you go. Like, she just left him. She just found out like that they were in love and she has a different name, and then boop, she just disappears in the night. The end. And you're like, wait, what? Excuse me? Like, yeah. Because it was like kind of like a slow build, like world building, and then all of a sudden it's like bam, 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 oh.
Yeah, the end. Boom, blow up your world. The end.
Yeah.
And I was just going to look. We're talking, I mean, this book is 690 pages.
Yeah, and then like the last 2 chapters were like, I don't know, like 25% of the, not really, but but it felt like it was like all of this. And then it was like, well, it's long enough. I'll just put all this information right here and peace out. And you're like, but what about?
Yeah, so in almost 700 pages, like, I realize they have to leave it open-ended, when it's a series to a point. But I really wanted more closure at the end of that one, than I got. One of the biggest things for me was her memory. I don't feel like we got the closure. It was still quite a mystery, and people were speculating on stuff. But, did you have any theories at the end of that book?
I can't even remember now.
Yeah.
I can't even tell you now about my theories at the end. And yeah, I mean, I have tons of theories about this one now, but
it's fresh in your mind now.
That's right. And we talked about it already, and I was like, this.
Yeah, I mean, I did have somebody tell me after reading When the Moon Hatched that she just blocked out everything because it was so traumatic. And I thought that was I didn't like that. I didn't like that answer. I thought somebody else wiped her memory or something like that. And I did feel like it was a little bit of a cop-out. But I do feel like the way they went about it in Ballad of Falling Dragons, it didn't feel like a cop-out after that.
Yeah. Well, and I feel like, learning where she'd been for 100 years, like also kind of makes you be like, okay, that maybe makes more sense because it's like she was rebirthed, disappears for 100 years and then comes back and is rebirthed as like this new personality person.
And I don't remember. Did she just like come back and was like, my name is Rave and this is my new personality?
I don't know if they ever actually tell you, right?
Yeah.
Because you're introduced to her after she escapes.
Mm-hmm.
And like she's already like got this strong personality. So I don't know if she gave herself her name or if we're not worrying about spoilers at all right yet.
No, spoilers all day. If you're listening,
her name, because I think he found her like right away. Like she fell, the moon fell, broke open, she was there, and I think he found her like immediately, pretty much. It's kind of the insinuation, right?
See, I still don't remember much from
Well, did they tell us in the first one? Like, I feel like, I don't know.
No. Because I feel like
comes out, I'm going to read everything again. I'm going to have to. And then it'll flow better.
Was already the assassin in
the first chapter.
Yeah.
That was crazy between book 1 and book 2 because like you said, you didn't like book 1 because you felt like it was such a slow build. But I felt like that first chapter, you were like in it. So much happened really fast in that one. Like she was the assassin and then the guy, I always forget his name, that came and killed her friend. Like that all happened like really fast.
Yeah.
And then it slowed down. But like, and then I felt like the opposite with this one. Like I was like, here we go.
Yeah, I was having a really hard time with this one too because I didn't remember much of the first one. And I think the first one is when I think that was one of the first ones I started as an audiobook. And that's when I kind of realized that I need to learn these worlds before I do the audiobook. So I need to like physically read because I was like so confused. I remember being like, what the hell is happening in this book?
Yeah, I don't think I listened to the first one at all. I think the first one I completely read. And I agree that works better for me because then like my brain is fully engaged in visualizing it. I don't know. It's just a different experience than listening.
Yeah. Yeah. So starting Ballad of Falling Dragons, I was lost I kept texting Alicia and being like, I don't know what's happening. I don't remember anything. I think you asked me like 3 or 4 times, do you want to go back and reread the first one?
I was like, it'll probably be good for me too, but I'm enjoying it. I'm feeling okay. But like, it's definitely like Kazari was the big one for me. I was just like it started with her and there was just zero context to like place it for me. And I was just like, why do I care about this person? Who is she? Like, should I care about her? I don't know.
Yeah. It was, I don't know, that. And then I couldn't remember where Khan, that's the guy's name. I couldn't remember where Khan was, where Rave was at the end of the last book because it had been so long and I was confused as fuck while I was reading it. But like, I couldn't remember all of that stuff. So then we're just like basically just straight continuing the story is how it starts. And so it took me, but I knew once I read a few chapters and finally got into it and figured it out, I would be okay. But it probably took me like 10 chapters to get to that point.
I think the first 2 were rough and then I did better, but it really helped me when you sent me the ChatGPT link explaining who Kazari was. I was like, okay. And Grimm took me a while too. Like Grimm, it took me like, I was almost to the end of the chapter and then I was like, oh yeah, he's like one of Khan's guys, one of his men that was at the castle. And
I still don't fully remember his story from the first one.
He was pretty quiet. Like, he's always been quiet. So.
Yeah, and even in this one, he was not a main character.
No, it was just like little chapters here and there. So you know he's going to be like, his story is going to be important in the next one. But
yeah. So, I mean, I think in the end, I enjoyed this book quite a bit.
I did, but I hated all the hype about it. I'll be honest. Like, there was just like so much about people being like, Khan has like taken over Xaden. Like, he's my best boyfriend now. Like, so amazing, blah, blah, blah. And it was so good, but I feel like the buildup for me was too much. So I enjoyed it. I liked it, but I'm like, wasn't all that, people? Whereas I think if I had so much buildup, then I think that would have helped me out. I don't know.
Yeah, it's true. Because I remember being like, I think we need to read this book next because
Yeah.
everyone's raving about how good it is. And I kind of expected it to be better than the first. But I would say it's probably, for me, it was on par with the first, maybe.
Yeah. I liked both of them for
Mhm.
sure. And I'm excited to read the third one when it comes out. But I don't know. I hate it. I just should never, like, other than people saying, read this, I shouldn't listen or read anything else. Because if they hype something up too much, then I don't know. Just like it
Yeah.
levels up my expectations too high.
Yeah, I feel like that was kind of Throne of Glass for me.
I think I've read that one before.
Before the hype. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
you were telling me that. And because ACOTAR, I don't know. Everybody told me read ACOTAR first because it's not going to be as good as Throne of Glass. So if you do Throne of Glass and then ACOTAR, you're going to be disappointed. So I did ACOTAR first and then Throne of Glass. And I was like, I mean, Throne of Glass was good, but it wasn't like the best series I ever read in my life. So.
Yeah. I feel like they're just different. And I did hate the way Throne of Glass ended too. Like, that was another one where I felt she was like, I'm done. Here's a bow. There you go.
It's got to be so hard to finish these stories if you're a writer.
Well, especially when they're like 7 books long or whatever. Like, ACOTAR is going to be at 7, right? And wasn't Throne of Glass around 7 too? Like
7 or 8. Yeah, if you include Assassin's Blade, I think.
Yeah.
Which was
So
like the
it just
prequel.
adds up. I really liked Assassin's Blade.
Well, I don't know when you read that one,
I think I
but
read it first and didn't even realize that there was a whole thing about it. And then like read Throne of Glass and was like, oh, yeah.
Yeah, so I read to Heir of Fire in Throne of Glass, and Heir of Fire is where she has like the massive transformation finally. So then to go back and read Obnoxious Selena, I was like, you are so annoying.
Yeah, that would be hard. I agree.
But I did enjoy getting the backstory and her story with Sam and all of that. Like, that was pretty cool. And I kind of already knew from the bits and pieces in those first 4 books, like sort of what was going to happen. But it was actually kind of tough to read it in the middle like that because I was just annoyed going back to old Selena when she had that huge growth moment in Heir of Fire.
Yeah, I'm glad I accidentally read it first. It worked out well.
That's funny. I wonder, because didn't that one come out after all the other books?
I don't even remember because you're so organized, like we've talked about. You like keep me on track as to like what to read when things are coming out. Because I'll just like, I probably read ACOTAR and was like, oh, I should read somebody else by this author because I like it, and stumbled on Assassin's Blade and read it. And then was like, I did my own thing. And I was like, oh, look at this. Like, I'm just not as organized about it as you. Or like if a series is started but not complete, I like forget about it. Like the first one I ever was like set myself reminders for was Fourth Wing. Like I read Fourth Wing and then I was like, okay, I want to keep reading this. And so I joined the Facebook group so that like I would be aware of it. But usually I'm just like, okay, yeah, I'll read that when it comes out. And then I'll like rediscover something later because I totally forgot that I already read it.
I mean, that's kind of fun though.
It is. I actually, when I re-listened to ACOTAR at the beginning of this year, realized I hadn't read like the last 2 books. Because I thought I had read the whole thing, and I think I had read as much of it was out at the time and just missed the other releases. So that was kind of fun too.
Yeah, that is fun because now it's real fresh in your brain because it was your first experience with those 2.
Yeah.
Did you? And by 2, you mean Silver Flame and the Frost one, whatever that.
I hadn't read the one about Elaine's story.
You mean Nesta?
Nesta, that's the one. Thank you. See, yeah. I need you to keep me on track.
I was like, wait, we haven't gotten an Elaine story yet.
Next one's about Elaine. Yeah, I hadn't read the one about Nesta. And then, so which one is that?
That's the orange, Silver Flames, the orange one. Okay. The most recent one.
And then I think I hadn't read the one before that too.
Okay.
I can't remember. I'm sure now.
Yeah. Well, that's fun though. I also like, I'm not angry about forgetting half of these books because then I can go reread them and have a similar experience.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree.
Okay. So, I mean, overall, Ballad of Falling Dragons. I mean, where do you rank it in your like year of books so far?
It's definitely one of the top ones. Like I had a friend ask me about Romantasy, and she's probably like not as much on, like wouldn't want quite as much spice as I know we enjoy sometimes. And I worry sometimes about language or whatever. And I was like, and it's the first one called When the Moon Hatched was like, that was the one I was like, I bet I could recommend that series to her. So I kind of like that. It's like, I feel like it could reach more different kinds of people. And I mean, there's definitely more spice in the Ballad of Falling Dragons than
Yeah, but it was still
it's
pretty
still,
minimal.
yeah, and it's still a little more, well, not even calm, I guess, that they're pretty animalistic. I don't even know how to describe it, but yeah, I liked it. And like I said, I'll read the whole series again when the next one comes out.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't do that for every book. And part of that is because it's just so intricate and so many characters and so many storylines woven together. I'd say it's in my top 5 for sure.
That's pretty high because you've read a lot.
Okay, I read another book at the same time as I read that one, and then I'm almost done with my second book since I finished it. I got to get my mind back in that storyline so we can talk about it because I'm all over here now in this other book.
I know, and it leaves so quickly from my brain for sure.
You do so much better than I do. You're amazing to me. Like all the character names and storylines of places and authors of books you keep track of. Your brain is incredible.
Well, thank you. I don't always, my ADD makes it really hard sometimes. What was your favorite character in this one?
So hard. I really like, okay, you're going to have to help me out with my naming. All right, I'm going to have
I bet I could guess.
Pyrock. Pyrock. I love Pyrock.
I knew it was going to be Pyrock. Because you texted me about him a few times.
I know. He was just great. And I love that you finally get his story and like why he's the way he is. And so you have that mix of just like the funny drunk friend who can also do really well and is so loyal. But then you find out like why he's always drinking, like what caused that. But then like his thoughts, his inner dialogue is my favorite.
Oh my gosh.
Dialogue.
Especially when he met Essie.
It's so good.
Which, how did Essie live?
I know. That was my like biggest mind blown moment of the entire book. Like was when he like went up the ladder and I was like, and starts describing this person with a knife at his throat. And I was like, it's Essie. Like how, like she buried Essie. She's mourning Essie. Like that's the whole reason why he wasn't supposed to go upstairs is because Essie's dead body is wrapped up there.
Okay.
Like how, like, and that's one of my theories, like for the end of the book is like how Essie is still here. But yeah, that was my biggest mind blown moment is that Essie is still alive. But I love Pyrock's inner dialogue with Essie too. It was just awesome.
So, because Rave told him not to open that door, but you think, I thought it was because she knew Essie was up there.
No, because she thought Essie's body was up there, is that I think.
Okay.
Because she's mourned Essie so many times, like in her thoughts. So I think, you know, like like it was like her special place, and he wasn't allowed to like invade that sacred space for her. Is like how I took it.
So you think she still doesn't know that Essie is alive?
Yeah, because Essie was surprised too. Like neither of them, like Essie knows now that she's alive, but she didn't.
That's true.
Yeah, so like they've both been like mourning each other, and they're both alive. It's wild.
And then what is
they never connect by the end of the book. Oh.
Yeah. What is the bird she turns into? Or that I suspect she turns into? They never made that clear.
Elding birds? Is that what they're called?
Elding
birds? Or
is it like a firebird?
Yeah, like what are those ones that like rebirth, like Harry Potter? You know,
like a phoenix. Yeah.
Yeah. Like I think that she's like a phoenix. And so that's what I'm wondering is if like she was up there and like reburnt and rebirthed. And that's why like she's still alive.
Because she walked into that fire at that one point with Pyrock in that battle, right?
Yeah. And it like healed her instead of killing her. It like healed all her wounds. And then whatever she did to Pyrock was like burning his insides, but then to heal him, but you don't know. And then there's like the whole thing where the other Elding bird turned into a female next to the Scavenger King.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And she was redheaded too, right? That female.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So it's kind of Shield of Sparrowsy.
It is. It is.
Kind of like the Crux. Like, my gosh, that thing is a person.
Yeah.
A shapeshifter of some sort. Yeah, and then I love that Pyrock's in love with her. It's so
I
cute.
know, he's so cute. Who's your favorite person?
Oh.
Or character, because it doesn't have to be a person.
I don't know them all. I really liked Bea.
Yeah.
She was pretty
didn't have
great.
enough pages, in my opinion.
No, she didn't. And I guess, I don't know. I need to know more about Kazari still.
Yeah.
But she,
They like
I don't know.
alternate between making her like soft and timid and like this really strong character. And
Yeah. I don't know. This is probably really bad, but I don't always love the female main characters.
because they're so like strong and tough, but then they like do so many stupid things because they're so stubborn and don't think.
Yeah.
That
I
kind
did
of-
love Khan. I don't think he replaces Zayden in my life, but I loved his loyalty to her and his dragon and all of that. Honestly, the dragons are probably my favorite.
I know, that's what I was thinking. I was like, is it Pyrock or is it one of the dragons?
Loved that this book had more dragons. I think that was also another disappointment for me in book 1 is I wanted more dragons stuff.
Yeah.
And this one finally had a lot more of the bonds between them. And then her going off to bond with that new dragon, which I don't remember its name. Leary? Yeah, I think it was Leary. Bonding with that dragon and, you know, her bond with Slatra and everything. I don't know. I love dragons. So anything with dragons. That's why I love Fourth Wing. I love Game of Thrones. I love, give me all the dragons.
We just want to have a bonded dragon.
I mean, really? I don't know if I told you this, but I recently, with another friend, I asked ChatGPT how and where I can find a dragon. Let me find
You didn't tell me that.
Let me see if I can find the chat really quick because it was so good. Oh yeah, bonded dragon options is the name of the chat. So I said, where and how do I find myself a bonded dragon? It said, I regret to inform you that the current waiting list for bonded dragons is extensive. Then it says, option 1, survive a dragon academy. Don't know where that is, but you know. Option 2, wander into ancient ruins. I've been to ancient ruins.
You've been to a lot of ancient ruins.
Climb a mountain during a meteor shower.
That's kind of a fun idea. I've been on mountains during meteor showers.
Yeah, you didn't find a dragon? Accidentally steal a dragon egg.
Accidentally. If it's intentional, you won't bond to it. That's what this whole book is about, is stealing eggs so that you can bond to them.
Right. Not really sure. It says this is a surprisingly high success rate in romantasy, though it usually comes with assassins. Option 5 was be a morally gray heroine with unresolved trauma.
I feel like I could do that.
Dragons seem to find emotional baggage irresistible. Just
perfect. Good. I've got some of that.
Yeah. And then it basically said, until reality catches up with fantasy, I recommend the next best thing. Visit a Renaissance festival and befriend someone with an exceptionally convincing dragon puppet. Like, no.
That sounds a little sketchy.
Volunteer at a reptile sanctuary because a bearded dragon is about 0.03% as majestic. But they're surprisingly judgmental and make decent companions. Or continue reading romantasy where dragon bonding has a much higher success rate than in Colorado.
I guess we're stuck with that one, huh?
I guess. So it doesn't look like I'm going to find a bonded dragon anytime soon.
Oh, I'm sorry. I wish that for you.
I know. Me too. So yeah, that would probably be my favorite characters are the dragons.
Which one?
Oh, I loved Khan's dragon.
I know. I love Raicon.
Yeah.
But he was totally like a female lead character at the end. Like, you're like, no, don't go to the ice. No, like, you need to replenish your fire. This is a bad idea. And he was like, nope, I'm doing it anyway.
I mean, like, revenge.
Yeah, but the female lead characters always survive it. I'm kind of pissed that he didn't.
That's true. Well, maybe he'll come back to life. That is a common thread in a lot of these books. Somebody dies and
but
comes back to life.
Did he even have enough? He didn't even have enough energy to go become a moon, did he?
No, I think you're right. But then all the moons were falling.
But they did Yeah, because of the boyfriend, right?
Yeah, what are we gonna go? Where's that story gonna go?
He's got to come back. That's got to be part of the next one too. Like, but so they have to figure out a way to do it without destroying the planet.
I mean,
I
yeah,
don't know.
everybody was wondering what the hell the Etherstone was, did all of those things, and then it became her like boyfriend.
Yeah, yeah. Then they found out that he became the Etherstone because he makes moons fall.
Well, yeah, that's why they made him the Etherstone, right? That was like his punishment because he
Yeah.
was making the moons fall. So then she released him, and the moons were falling again.
Yeah, like somehow the power of like reforming him was what was making all the moons fall. And then
Yeah.
Rave was like, "That's my daughter," and he's like, "Right, it is. Okay, I'll go back in the stone. You can take care of your daughter." That's kind of interesting too.
It's a little anticlimactic too. That like
He was,
he was the whole thing. I mean, the whole book is they're preparing for that moonfall.
yeah.
And then he comes out, makes the moons fall, kisses her, and then goes away.
Well, and Kazari is just like, "Oh, you're here!" Like she isn't like,
Yeah.
"Where'd he go?" Like I thought that was interesting too. Like
Mm.
you'd think she'd be like, "You're here, but why did he have to leave too?" Like I love him. You're my mom that disappeared at birth that I never met.
Yeah, I mean, I was a little sad. When they were starting to realize, when Eloyn was starting to realize she's Eloyn and that Khan is the dad and she's the mom, and she just pieced out on her daughter for so long because she couldn't hang.
Yeah.
I was so sad for her because she was like, we should be there for her. And I'm like, yeah, but you should have been there probably.
If you would have faced your icy lake a little sooner, imagine how different this story would be.
I think that was actually one of my favorite things. And I remember texting you about, like, I thought
Yeah.
that was actually, it confused me in the first book, but the way they did it. And then you got Vea's too. When the brother was trying to go
Yeah.
into her brain, she had like an icy lake too.
Except for
And-
hers was done to her versus I think Eloyn created her own.
Right. But I just thought that was a really cool visual because you and I kept talking about all of our personal stuff and being like, I'm putting that in my icy lake. It's going to stay there for a bit.
Yes, it was. Yeah, I think she did a brilliant job with that.
Yeah, that was actually
beautiful,
pretty
and
cool.
you can relate to it. And I did love her that was one of my other favorite scenes when her other came downstairs and grabbed the bloody meat and just like sits down and starts eating it with Khan and Pyrock.
It was kind of interesting to have, like, when she went into her icy lake, the other came out.
Yeah.
So,
And like strongly came out and did very dragony things.
yeah, they were all like, Rave, what's going on with you? Why are you eating meat?
She's like, her stomach is growling. She needs nutrition.
Yeah. But yeah, I thought that was really cool, the icy lake visual. And then it was kind of cool that they made it like a thing she could go into too. It wasn't just like in her brain there as like a visual. It was like an actual physical place she could go. And that was her working through all of her personal shit.
Yeah, it was. I agree.
So, yeah, I thought it was pretty cool. But I don't know where I would rank it with mine. It's I am not a fan of the slow world building. Are you?
I think I'm comfortable with it because I read Lord of the Rings back in the day. Like I started out with old school fantasy, which is like you need to read it because you need to be able to like scan. That's like something I could probably actually, like I told you, I only listened on Webnext, like old school fantasy. I could probably listen to 3x for parts of it because they really. Well, and you like Game of Thrones, right? And he like does lengthy world building descriptions too. So I don't know, like I wouldn't want to do it all the time. Like I kind of like doing shorter, quicker ones in between books like this. But
Yeah.
I don't mind.
I don't think I mind it too much, but I think that when I look back on what I've read, all of my like favorites and ones I've enjoyed more have been faster world building. Like I think that's part of why I really enjoyed Fourth Wing was because she kind of built it as we just jumped into this story of like
experienced it. Yeah.
Yeah, her going to Basgiath, her getting into the training, and it was like built kind of that way. I feel like Hunger Games was kind of similar too, where like first chapter, her sister's being pulled into the Hunger Games, and you're like, what? And then you learn more about the Hunger Games and the faction, or not the factions, what are they? Districts. I'm mixing Divergent with Hunger Games now. Yeah, so you learn about all the districts and the previous Hunger Games and the capital and all of that stuff. And I kind of prefer, when I look back, the ones that are a little quicker as the story's going. So
yeah, I like both. I don't know. Yeah. I wouldn't want either one all the time because I do kind of enjoy. I feel like in some ways the people that do the more world building, not always, but a lot of times they're better writers. Like their writing technique just seems a little more, I don't know, beautiful.
Yeah.
To me. And sometimes like I'm just like, oh, I just want that quick, fast. I call it book candy. Like I just want my fix of my book candy.
Yeah.
But then sometimes I just enjoy like the quality of the writing of people that spend a little more. I don't know. I like them both. For me, there's a place for both.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. I mean, I just finished that Mistborn series with Brandon Sanderson, and
He
he's
really builds.
Yeah, I mean, luckily it was only the 3 books. I mean, I guess the series, there's other trilogies that are within the world or something like that, but like the main series is the 3 books.
Right.
And that first whole book took me forever to understand the magic system. It was a very complicated world and magic system. And then now that I've finished it, I'm like looking back and I'm like, holy moly, there was so much from book 1 that tied into book 3. And that is an art form for sure. Like when you're talking about the slow world build, you can throw in a lot more foreshadowing and bits and pieces of that. Like, I don't know, when we were talking about Direbound, and like at the end of Furybound, where there's now this new god that I don't feel like was talked about much in the first 2 books. It was kind of like, wait, what?
Right. And it seemed like suddenly you're like, wait, the whole point of all of this was to bring him back.
Right.
We didn't even know that was like what we were building up to.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was crazy. That was a random wild twist.
Yeah, where like, I guess I could see what you're saying about like the slow world build and stuff like that. You get there does seem to be a lot more thought put into the end game and tying everything together better.
Yeah. Well, and I think they just like, they appreciate words maybe differently. Like maybe it's like the difference between somebody who like decides to be a writer and has this amazing creative talent and someone who has a creative talent but also has like a love of like words and the English. I can't speak the English language apparently. And like tying it all together and forming like this beautiful structure along with their creativity. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like both. But I wouldn't want to I do like going back and forth between the 2. If it was all one or the other, then I kind of get tired of both.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. Game of Thrones is very slow when you read the books. But I also feel like there's so much happening as you go.
Right. I mean, it's been a while since I've read them, but I remember when I read them, I'm like, okay, if we have a couple fewer rapes and a little bit less descriptions of food, the books would be like a third the size, right?
Yep. Well, and supposedly the last 2 books,
if we ever read them,
I think we heard 1,500 pages each.
Yeah. But yeah, I think if he didn't describe the food so well, they might be like 1,000 pages.
Yeah, you're probably right. Yeah, I don't know. I guess I do like both. I've read a lot of both. So, what are you reading currently?
The Vow of Something and Vengeance. Help me out. What is it?
Web of
Vows and Vengeance.
And it's spicy, you told me.
Finally. Yeah. At first it was just like all innuendos and like dreaming about spiciness. But yeah, now it's just spicy.
All right. Yeah, I added that to my list after you told me about it. And I got it for free. I got the Kindle version for free. It was
nice.
Not Kindle Unlimited. It was like buy it for $0. And I was like, okay.
Fancy. I'm listening to it on Libby.
So. Okay. Yeah. And then you started Anathema, right?
But I'm only like halfway in the first chapter, and I've been listening to Web of Vows and Vengeance, and I've had listening time here and there. I've had zero sit down and read time, but
Yeah.
maybe this weekend.
And that's when you said you wanted to read the physical book.
Yeah, it's kind of nostalgic sometimes, to actually sit down and read a book. And since I have the book, I'm like, okay. Because when I read with you, it's always like, oh, I need to catch up. And so then I'm like, I need to start listening. And then everything gets out of control, as you know. But so I hardly ever just read a book in a book because having the book with me and being able to sit and just read is so hard to do. But there's just something really, I don't know. I like the physical pages. I like holding it. I don't know,
It's a
it's
different
nice.
experience too. This has been a conversation that I've had with a lot of people of is listening to audiobooks still reading? Does that still count?
Yes.
Because it's kind of like listening to a podcast, right? But I don't know. I think it counts, but it is, like I said, I've got to learn the world first because I'm not listening as intently as I would be reading it physically when you are that's your focus, right? When I'm listening, I'm walking Molly, I'm doing chores around the house, I'm making dinner, I'm slightly distracted with something else. And so it isn't quite the same experience. I do think that probably some of my top books of the year that I've read have been physical copies of the books.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's healthier for your brain. I think as far as don't they say reading can help prevent Alzheimer's and I don't know, different things like
I
that.
hope so.
And I don't think it's I don't think that's the same effect when you listen to a book. I think it actually is because when you are reading, at least for me, it's involving everything. I'm imagining it, I'm seeing it, I'm looking at the words, I'm taking those in. And I feel like my vocabulary is improving just by reading it in a way that listening, I don't know, it's not as a whole experience for me listening, but I'm really grateful that I can. Listen as like you said, as you're walking or doing dishes or all these different things. It's nice to be able to get through books that way too. But
yeah. And you are your mind is split between a couple of things versus reading it. You're all in right there. So there's not as many distractions happening, or if they are, it's hard to read. But also I can't just sit on my butt all day and read. So
unfortunately.
Yeah, we have to adult.
Figure that out. I know. Too much adulting. So I want to know, do you hate the Scavenger King or Sareem more? And how do you feel about her managing to survive? I don't understand that at all.
Oh, I forgot she freaking survived.
Yeah.
Who do I hate more? Guess probably her because she survived. And it seems like she has bigger motives and a bigger role than we thought.
Yeah.
Because it seemed like at the end she was controlling the Scavenger King to some degree, or manipulating him, I guess is a better.
Or pulling out his essence somehow. I'm like, is she putting his essence into Rave's brother?
Yeah. Oh yeah, and the brother came back.
Yeah, and did he come out of the wonky moon, with the moonfall? I have so many questions with the end of that.
Yeah. The brother and
he's walking. And I thought he was crippled. Yeah. So, but yeah.
So you think, but maybe that's something that happened with the previous Scavenger King. She created him.
Oh, maybe he got his power from her.
Yeah.
Because we were trying to figure out where he got his power, but he had no respect for her.
No, he treated her like crap.
Yeah.
And then he was like, I'm done with you. Walk into the woods and die.
And how did she get away?
That's what I'm saying. She must be.
Raicon couldn't get away from the Elding bird. The Elding bird, totally outmaneuvered him. Granted, I know, he was all icy and stuff, but, she's out there in her purple high heels running through the snow and somehow survives.
Yeah, there's more to her than we know.
But they're both pretty hateable.
Yeah, I guess because of the way it ended. I think if she didn't come back, I probably would have said him because she seemed
she
was just on the wrong side, not a threat, really.
Yeah, and it seemed like she was so mean to Ray because of her crush on him, which is weird. He doesn't sound why did she have a crush on him?
The Scavenger King?
Yeah.
It's a good question.
He didn't seem desirable in any way. If his Elding bird also loved him.
I mean, power, maybe because he was so powerful and he was gonna take over the world, and maybe she agreed with his view of how he wanted the world. But he wanted Rave.
I know.
And he was pretty clear about that.
He was.
I don't think he was sending mixed signals.
No. Although it kind of sounded like maybe at one point he had been hooking up with Sareem, and then he was like,
Yeah,
I
it
don't need
seemed
you
like maybe
anymore.
he was before he got Rave back.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think she's worse, probably. I
She's
think we're going to
definitely
find
worse,
out.
but he was just also very hateable.
So
And I don't
hateable.
understand how he survived either. Well, probably because of his word. She saved him
Yeah.
until he didn't.
Because he was the bastard, right?
Yeah.
Too?
Yeah, he was older than Khan.
Yeah.
But because he had only one bead,
Yeah.
his dad didn't want him.
But then he just tortured everyone.
We must like the dads of the male leads are pretty freaking
So
awful all the time. Like they all torture their sons. Like every male lead has a dad that tortured him as a child to make him more powerful. I feel like that's a theme I'm noticing lately.
Yeah, that sucks. These poor guys.
But I guess that's how they become sensitive, right? They put on this like harsh exterior for the world, but the inside they're just a big cinnamon roll where they're
Yeah, but they had to put that
yeah.
sharp exterior on because otherwise dad wouldn't accept them.
Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about that trope. It's kind of sad.
Isn't it? But it's like, I feel like, I don't know if I just didn't notice it before, but like lately I'm like, what is with all these like kings that torture their sons to make them stronger?
I mean, I feel like you start to recognize the patterns in some of these storylines for sure. I know one of the
Well,
ones
that's why we read them because we like them.
Yeah, but I hate the females getting mad at these males they're going to fall in love with. It drives me insane.
Well, and being mad at them for lying to them while they're simultaneously lying to them. Like everybody's lying, and then they're like, how could you lie to me? And you're like, well, aren't you doing the same thing, sweetheart?
Yeah, it's a little hypocritical.
A little bit.
Yeah, but I mean, I guess it's part of their relationship growing. It
The whole
seems
enemies to lovers thing. Yeah.
Yeah, but I feel like a lot of the times they fall in love and then they find out there's a lie and then they're mad. It's not like they found out first they were being lied to. So they're still mad at them and they still hate them. It's like enemies, then we're in love, then we're enemies again, and then we're in love again.
Yeah, just to add a little bit of, it's because they need the makeup sex.
Yeah, well, that's not bad. What has been, I think we kind of talked about this when you were visiting, but what is your favorite spice book of the year that you've read?
So hard.
I know.
Oh, I think I said something else when we were talking, but then I started thinking more about your
The one I had. Silver Elite.
Yes. And that it was pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think I told you my favorite part was just that they were like, okay, we're just going to get this out of our system and we're going to do it, where like every other book has been that I've read so far has been like, nope, not doing it. Nope, not doing it. Nope, not doing it. Okay, maybe we're doing it. We're doing it finally. This one was like, probably shouldn't do it, but you know what? Let's just get it out of our system.
Let's get it out of your system in your office. Clear the desk. Nobody's going to hear us.
Yeah, I don't know. That was definitely my favorite. I can't remember which one you said.
I can't either. But I remember I did say I like it when they like actually go all the way through the process instead of just like, I'm like, are there really that many guys out there that just want to finger you and then move on with life and be like, no, I'm good. That's enough.
Right. No, they don't actually want that and want to walk away. Like, there's no way these guys want that.
So yeah, I know. That was the other one where I was like, 5? Is 5 really possible?
Dagger mouth.
That was a good one too.
That's true. But they're really, because that one was a slow burn. Because I don't think in that one we never got Shadera and
no, they came close.
Grayson
always end it.
Yeah, they always got interrupted or something else happened. But we did get Lyra and Callum.
Yes.
And
they were cute.
I mean,
that was a good one. I did like that one.
Yeah.
I forgot which is kind of fun.
What's that?
We started in the bath, which is fun.
Yeah.
I was like, wasn't it?
No, that was Grayson and Shadera. That was one of their.
I think they both had bath scenes because Callum brought some tea into Lyra.
I don't remember that part.
But maybe the 5 was the next time she came to his house. I don't know.
Yeah, that was good.
No, I feel like they're all pretty similar too, though. Like they're always like, is that gonna fit? I mean, I've been having like this isn't my first time, but I don't know. I just don't know. Like my hands can't even like. So I feel like they all do this like similar progression. Maybe that's why Silver Elite was so good too, because they were just like, let's have at it on the desk. Whereas everyone, I feel like so many of the other ones, it's like either oral or fingering and nipple play, and then that's good. We're good. Like I don't need my own pleasure. Your pleasure is pleasure enough for me. And so I think I kind of like the ones where it's a little different, where it's not just like that progression and then stop and then that progression. And then like the third go around, he finally has his orgasm too. And everybody's happy. I don't know.
Yeah. The whole very large instance is in a lot, isn't it?
Yeah. Yes. That's definitely like, I'm like, are there that many women? I mean, I understand that size matters, but like I saw this thing making fun of it once where this lady was like, she like pulled out a cucumber and then it was like a jar and then it was like a milk jug and she was like,
I mean, there have to be biological
limitations, right? Unless phase just has some extra stretching capabilities in that area as well. But you have all these mortals too with the phase. I don't know.
Yeah.
I enjoy the spies, but some of the things I'm just like, come on.
Yeah. Well, and then, like I said, if you've read it so many times too, that's why I do like to get a break from the romantasy every once in a while of like, okay, let me read like a traditional fantasy or just something else, because it does start to get a little bit repetitive. And then I always like to go back to it. So
yeah, I was thinking that murder one you told me about. I'm like, I need to put that one on my list soon because that sounds like an interesting like.
What is that one?
How I killed my husband, or I can't, something about a husband and murder.
I think I just added it to read this because somebody else was telling me. Let's see. Yeah, Because I Killed Him.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, I don't know. Everybody's blowing up about that one too.
They are.
Oh no, it says
standalone, right?
No, my fable says The 9 Gentlemen series #1. So I don't know if it's a standalone. Someone tell us, is it a standalone? Oh, it does say PG romance. Boo. PG romance. I just added this book to my list that I think is more sci-fi. But it popped up somewhere. I don't know if it was on my like Audible, but it intrigued me because it says it was something about immigrants. So they leave their country and go to a new country, and they leave like a doppelganger of themselves in their original country. Yeah. So I was like, oh,
why would you be doing that? That's interesting.
It's called Sublimation by Isabel J. Kim. But
that is different.
Yeah, I don't know. It says when you immigrate, you leave a copy of yourself behind. One person enters the new country and the other stays trapped at home.
Do you like sci-fi or romantasy better?
Ooh, probably romantasy better, but I do like the right sci-fi. I don't want super weird alien shit, but I loved Dune. One of my favorite series is the Expanse series that was made into an Amazon TV show. I read all those books. Yeah, so I do some sci-fi. Oh, I loved like Ender's Game and things like that from back in the day.
Yeah.
But I would probably, given the choice, pick up a romantasy over a sci-fi. What about you?
Same. I do get tired of the like dystopian end of the world thing. Like every once in a while it's fun, but it kind of is like heavy.
It is heavy.
Whereas I feel like romantasies aren't really very heavy. Like they cover like trauma and stuff, but it's not always like war and end of the world. Or if there are, that's not like the main theme.
Yeah. Well, and I feel like that's a little more realistic.
Right.
Like we could be heading towards the end of the world at some point, where like romantasy and fantasy are these fantasy worlds.
We're not going to find our dragons anytime soon or our Fae warrior.
Damn.
Well, you're taken. I get the Fae warriors.
This is true. That is a
conundrum. Bonded.
I do love my husband, but Zayden came walking into my life. I'm not really sure. Yeah, he's my hall pass, man. All right, my dear, let's do our rapid fire round about Ballad of Falling Dragons.
Okay.
All right. Are you ready?
I'm ready. Let's do this.
They need to be quick, but also like they don't have to be. It's just fun. Okay, so rated out of 10.
8.
That's pretty high. Would you reread it?
Yes, I will.
Audiobook or physical book?
Physical.
I think I would probably do physical book.
I can read it faster than I can listen. I know, we're different.
That's where you and I are the opposite. What's your favorite quote? This is a hard one.
I know, I don't remember. Something from Pyrock, for sure, with Essie. I don't know which one, but something from Pyrock with Essie.
Yeah, for sure. I would probably be right there with you because Pyrock was a pretty great character. If you could give it a one-word review, what would it be?
This is supposed to be fast, isn't it?
You can think about it. This is also, this one and the quote one are hard.
Confusing?
Yes. I would agree. I'm sure there's a method to the madness when we get to book 3.
Yeah. There's just so many threads.
Yeah. I know you didn't read Alchemized, but that was one that
I need to put on my list.
Very good. It's broken into 3 parts, and part 1 is like meant to be confusing. So when you do read it, so one of my friends told me that, and then once I got through it, I was like, oh yeah, you're right. So maybe that's what this author is also doing, is purposely confusing us on some
I feel
parts.
like she just has an end vision.
Yeah.
And her end vision like requires all these storylines to come together, whereas we're like just getting like little pieces of the storyline. So I feel like it'll all work out, but I do struggle when there are so many characters and so many little storylines.
Yeah, and there was we got like a family tree at the beginning of this one. We got I loved all the descriptions of the characters and stuff. That really did help get me through it. So, okay, who would you recommend it to?
My friend Mary. That's who I did recommend it to.
That's not like super spice, but
I was curious about the genre. She was genre curious.
So this would be one of the first series you would say to read to get into the genre then?
It depends on how sensitive you are to language and spice. If you're not sensitive to language and spice, I'd probably say Fourth Wing, just because it's easy, it's fast, it's like, but as far as like an overall series, I feel like Fourth Wing, like the first one is the best of the series so far. I mean, I want to finish it. I'm curious. Whereas I feel like Akratar is a great one too, and it gets better and worse again. And then we'll see what happens next.
You didn't like Silver Flames with Nesta? The one with Nesta?
I did and I didn't. I just didn't like Nesta. I just really didn't.
It took me 500
I mean, they
plus
kind of
pages
redeemed
to like
her, but she was just a rough. I just feel like if you're that strong, like she had that much strength, and they just like went on and on about how much strength she has, and I'm like, you should have stepped up sooner. You should have been doing something. Like maybe you're not a huntress, but you're like that strength should have shown up as more than being mean to your little sister.
Yeah.
So I don't
agree.
know. But I loved Cassian, so he kind of made up for her.
I know. You gotta love Cassie. If you love Cassian, you kind of gotta love Nesta, because,
No.
No. All right.
And you know that I like my Shadow Singer best out of these ones. So
yeah. She's an Azrael fan.
I am.
Okay, last one. What book should readers pick up next?
Which one should they pick up next? The Night and the Moth. I want you to finish reading it so we can talk about it.
Yes. So that's what Tawny's reading. I grabbed it just in case it came up. That's what I just started, but I'm on chapter 2.
I know you gotta get further and keep reminding. Like you need to get into the storyline enough that I can talk to this with you about the story, because I don't remember names and all that jazz. So I need you to like send me storyline things, and I'll be like,
yes. I finally picked it up because I know the book 2 comes out, and I think it's only a duology. We hope they all keep changing their minds on us.
I was so disappointed at the end of Lightbringer.
I know. I mean,
I like him, so I'm excited about that. But it definitely did not wrap up the way I felt like it was going to.
Yeah.
For a duology.
Yeah. It was. Yeah, that is kind of interesting to end it for the OG characters that you started, but then continue it for a side character. I mean,
it's kind of like that other series you read, that I read first, and then you started reading, where it was like the little girl who had all the power, and she had like the 600-year-old love god man who was like her protector and Satan was her like adopted father.
You're
Like I feel
the
like that
Anne
one was
Bishop
one.
series.
What?
Anne Bishop series, the
Yes,
Black
yeah.
Jewels.
Yes, that one. Like I feel like that one was kind of like a 3-book, and then it was just like, well, it's going well. Let's like just write a whole bunch of more books. And they weren't as good, but it was still fun to read.
Yeah. I did take a break in the middle of that series and read something else. I don't remember what it was, but I missed those characters when I took that break.
Yeah. I just had another one come up on Libby from her, and that I think's like somehow part of that.
Yeah, there's the 3 newest ones that I have not read yet. And I don't know that I'm going to, because I feel like she did wrap up the story with Janelle and Damon and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Like, so I feel like the 3 new ones, I think they might be their kid, right? Didn't they have a kid or something?
Yeah, they did. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that's what it is. And I don't know if I'm going to read them. But I do want to read her new book, The Turn of Fates or something like that.
Which book did I get just now? Yeah, for me, it's more just like, I'm like, oh, I know I'll enjoy this. And it's like light and easy. Yeah, Turns of Fate, actually. So it's her new one that I have.
Oh, yeah.
It's not even.
So my friend that recommended the Anne Bishop series, the Black Jewels series, she read that one and she said it was pretty good. But I don't know if you noticed this, but apparently Anne Bishop is Sarah J. Maas's, don't quote me on this is what I've heard, favorite author.
Oh.
So did you notice, look at the cover of that Turns of Fate. There's something about a word gate.
Yeah.
Right? It's something, or the description of it or something is something about a word gate, which there were the word keys in Throne of Glass. And there's a lot of crossover between the two.
Interesting.
When you know that and you start picking up on it, it was kind of interesting.
It is. I do feel like there's a lot of crossover between all of them, though. Like it is a genre.
Yeah. For sure. Yeah. So that was a good one. We should talk another time. We should talk about that.
Another time. Let's do another one. That one would be hard. I don't even know how many books I've read since I read that one.
I think I read that last fall. So
when I read it, I think quite a bit before you started it. Like when you started.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah. And I think I was like, had read like 8 or 9 of them at that point when you started reading.
Yeah. Cause I was like, oh, I've never heard of that series. And then I was like, I'm reading that series. But yeah, that was a cool series. I liked the unique magic system with the jewels and that one. And
the characters, but I feel like the first 2 or 3 books like are really all you need, however many it is to wrap up that story. And then after that is just kind of fun with that.
Oh yeah,
you just want like little breaks here and there to have something to read.
Yeah, they had the characters in there that were the winged guys too.
Yeah. Yeah.
That were like the winged guys in Akatar that I can't think of the names.
Exactly.
But see,
let's just call them Bat Boys. We'll just call them all
Bat Boys. They had a different name in them.
They did, but they were fun. I like them too.
Yeah, yeah. And the only thing that I think I didn't like about that series was the nasty females. Like, they were all the villains, where a lot of the stuff we're reading now is like men are the villains. So
yeah.
But these women were nasty.
Well, and her parents. Well, the men, there were those nasty men too. I don't know. The child abuse was tough for me in that.
That's true.
That was probably what was hardest for me was the child abuse. Yeah.
That first book was brutal.
Yeah. I think I told you that. I was like, buckle up.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was like, it's a bit rough. Like, read it, but it's a bit rough.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so what is next for you on your reading list?
Well, I don't know, because I was thinking I should read She Killed Him or whatever, but if it's like a series of 9, I don't know. Maybe I'll do The Poison Daughter. Like I've had that one. I have it already on Kindle Unlimited ready to go.
Yeah.
So after I finish these 2, but then I'll be
maybe we'll see
something to listen to.
Maybe we'll see where I'm at with the Night and the Moth, and we could read Poison Daughter next.
Okay. Perfect. That sounds good. I like reading with you. If you're ready to read with me again.
I am.
No, it was funny to me this week, though. I was like, if Tani and I were reading the same book this week, she'd be like, why are you so slow? Because I've just had like 0 time. Like,
and I've had all the time this week.
Yeah. And I've been walking with my sister instead of by myself, which is like, you know, like, I'm like, Tani would be like, you're so slow, Alicia. And I'd be like, I'm sorry.
I know, but you always catch up and then you pass me. So
I know.
even when
It's
I'm
because we're both competitive and you're like, you need to catch up. And then I catch up. And then I'm like, I have an addiction. I was thinking, though, I'm sorry, we're wrapping up, aren't we? With Brandon Sanderson, if we read a Brandon Sanderson together, like I like his books that I've read. I think they're good. I think they're cute. I have no problem putting them down. When I'm like, I'm tired, it's time for bed. I have no problem closing his. Like, he doesn't have these like cliffhangers for me where I'm like, I must know what happens next, which is my problem usually is I'm like, it's 11:30 and my eyes are all blurry and bleary. And I'm like, I just need to read one more chapter and then I'll go to sleep. And I'm like, I can't leave on that chapter. I need one more after that one.
Yeah, that's interesting.
So if we read Brandon Sanderson together, I'd probably be slow.
I mean, I would be, I guess I got through Mistborn pretty quickly, but it was a slower read for me just because it was standard fantasy and there was so much world building. So then I was like, oh, I really have to focus on, and that magic system was pretty complicated too. So that was tough. But I do want to read the Stormlight Archives because my other friend said that was her favorite series, like of all time.
Reading it right now. So I'm curious what she says about it too.
It's a commitment. Those books are huge.
She's on break. She's a teacher. She's not working right now. She gets to be our dream. Or if she wants to read all day, she can. She doesn't most days, but she can when she wants to.
Someday. Today I had to put together a light fixture.
The ones in your house that I saw when I was there?
Yeah, the ones that are going to go up that are still not up. But there's only one of the 3 that needed to be like assembled before it goes up.
Okay.
So Colin asked me, but I did have to stop halfway through because it was one of those like Amazon ones where I started putting it together and everything was going fine. And then it was like this far apart and I can't get the damn screw in and I need a man's power. I'm sorry, but I do to like hold it together.
We'll never be the female leads in our books. Because
when did I said that to Colin. I was cleaning my oven yesterday. This is what I have not been busy at work, if you can't tell. And I was scrubbing and scrubbing and scrubbing and scrubbing, and my arm was tired. And I told Colin, I was like, man, I could really use your man strength to get like really into that. And he was like, that's sexist. And I'm like, okay, do you or do you not have stronger upper body strength than me? Even if he was a woman, he would have stronger upper body strength than me. That's just a fact. So, you know, it wasn't because he's a man. It was just because it's a fact that he's stronger than me.
Well, and I mean, it is also a fact that the more testosterone you have in your body, the easier it is for you to build muscle. Like, that is also a fact of life. Like, women that have more testosterone are usually also more muscular than women that don't.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's not sexist. It's science.
Yeah, I didn't mean it to be sexist, but
he just didn't want to scrub the oven. Let's be honest.
I know. I'm like, but he probably would make more progress because
I just do the stuff that you spray in there and then you cook it for a couple hours and then you wipe it.
No, I have tried so many things. It's so frustrating to me, but my friend gave me Norwex.
I have some Norwex ovens.
It seems to be working the best. And when I'm scrubbing, once I close it and cook, I don't smell the fumes of that either. Yeah. Where some of those cleaners, I smell it once I turn it on.
I have to open all the doors and windows. And
yeah. So I don't know. It's the best thing I've found so far. Really, it's a lot of just arm power, and it's going to take me like a year to actually get the oven clean. So
that's what you do on arm day now instead of weights. You're like, all right.
Except my left hand can't do anything. It's absolutely just super dumb.
I'm always like, I need a break. And then I'm like, well, that was pointless. Back to the right arm.
Yeah. I thought my right arm didn't have the upper body strength. If I use my left, it's even worse. But have you seen those classes advertised online for like, they're like fitness classes, but they're like, become a female main character of the books. And they're like,
they're like real ones. I've seen people mocking themselves. Like, why are the female main characters always 18? And then it's like 40-year-old woman trying to do things. And she's like, oh, my back. Ugh, I need a nap. And I'm like, yeah, I guess you do.
They're either 18 or they're fey and immortal and they have powers.
Well, that's the men. The men are 500 years old. The female main characters are like 18.
Well, that's true. But they have powers. So I feel like they can rejuvenate better.
Yeah. Okay.
But apparently that's a new fitness trend.
Well, that's fun.
Yeah.
Like
I don't know.
parkour? Or what?
Parkour, like maybe fighting with a staff or something. I don't know. I used to do gymnastics for cheerleading, and I don't think I could do half that stuff anymore either. So,
Yeah. I want to just do like the dagger throwing practice. That seems
ooh,
like more up my alley.
yeah. Yeah. Sometimes I've thought about taking like fighting classes, like not boxing, but like, I don't know, something like that.
I did karate for a
Oh,
while in
yeah.
LA. Yeah.
Yeah.
With a bunch of actors and
Oh, that's
actresses. It was
fun.
fun. It was fun.
Yeah. Just so I could also like have the benefits of beating someone up if they
If
came at me.
needed. Yeah.
Feel a little safer defending myself. But all right, my dear. Well, this has been so
It
fun.
was
We
so
should do
fun.
it
Thanks for
again.
inviting me. Yeah. We'll read more books, talk some more.
Yeah, maybe when we do Poison Daughter together, then
Okay.
we can come on and talk about that because that would be so fun.
That would be.
And we got to do it when it's fresh in our brains too.
I know.
I mean, this was
Especially
pretty
my
quick.
brain. Your brain is so much better with all the characters and titles and everything than mine is. I remember the storylines, but
Yeah.
yeah.
You remember the Scavenger King and Sareem.
Right. What's the Scavenger King's name?
Arkin.
There you go. See, I told you you're the winner.
Oh, we're both winners.
Yeah.
All right, my dear. Well, thank you so much for coming on and having this conversation. Yeah, we're going to do it again.
Okay, let's do it again. Thank you.
Yeah.
It was so fun.
Yeah. Thanks for coming on. And thanks everybody for listening. And we'll see you on the next episode.